All right. Good morning. How are we doing out there today? I hope everybody is having a great one. It is Thursday, and the SPY had ripped up this morning. It was awesome to see the rip. How many of you think that this rip's going to hold, though, right? I'm sure a lot of you are thinking this will probably end up pulling back. Pretty strange movement here this morning, though. Pretty nice rip. The main culprit, Taiwan Semiconductor. They had a great earnings report. Ended up ripping to the upside in an awesome fashion. Let me pull up the exact numbers here for you. Q4 EPS came in at 3.14 versus 2.79 estimates. That's pretty good. Sales came in at 33.730 billion versus 33.270 billion estimates. So beat on that one by a little bit too. By about, I don't know, $500 million or so. TSM, that's nice to see. Now, they did end up pulling back here at open, so they're not necessarily down a ton, though. If we look at the bottom right-hand corner, they are up 4% today still. Nice push, though, for a lot of chip stocks today. Look at NVIDIA. They're actually the main benefactor here. They're doing better at open even. Not quite up 4%, but gosh, NVIDIA is doing great. What we doing? Jadu, Zach, Steven, Jake, Nina, Wolf Killer, Potters, The Good Guy, Steve, Chill Ghost, Suzuka, Ramirez, and James Spencer Forced to Work. What's up? I like that name. Almighty J. Well, yeah, so far, really good opening here. Looking at the Mag 7, doing pretty good. SPY's holding up pretty well. Nice jumps this morning. Google is the only one that really looks rough. I guess Amazon looks kind of rough too, but at least they're green on the day. Google's actually red on the day now. The only red Mag 7. And it was green. NVIDIA getting up to 187.50 here. Looking at the 15-minute, there has been a few rejections around there lately. Bought SPY 690 call options yesterday. You did. Wow, you're probably loving that then today. And you held them into today, I'm sure you did, good guy, right? Meat Sack, how we doing? Another crazy name out there. Rick, thanks for joining the party. Eli Lilly selling off today. LLY pulling back pretty hard. If we look at Microsoft, they pulled back hard yesterday too. 466 is a decent resistance here. Rejected off of that again today. Whoa, Intel. Somebody mentioned it in Discord. I figured I'd check it out, and damn, it just touched $50. Touched it a couple times here this morning, actually. Failing to really hold it, though. Bought the dip. Yeah, you were trying to buy it up. I see. It's not a bad strategy here. SPY was down for 2 days in a row there and had dipped pretty low. You know, a lot of people that love to play those dip buys like that. Can be a pretty good strategy too. AMD, James Spencer says. AMD slowing up here a little bit. It is slowing down, but it had a pretty good move, James. I mean, it's up a ton today. It just getting a little slow now. Mason, what's up? Alexander. Nvidia actually bounced off resistance that we had posted. Very close to it. Wow. How's Tessie? Tesla's been all over the place too. It kind of looks like AMD how they started pulling back, but now we're getting some green 1 minute candles here again. Like, what kind of weird candles are these? These are strange looking candles on Tesla. Good morning, good morning. Buenos dias. Yeah, that's cool, isn't it, Willard? You like the Q&A? It's pretty badass. Always learn something new there. Good day, RSB. Pull up the watch list here. Check out what's leading it today. Beyond Meat. Uh-oh. You know it's a weird day when Beyond is leading the watch list. Beyond's crazy, though. Stock has been nuts over the past couple years. Especially in 2025, though. It died. I think they were working on some printed steaks. The fake meat, Beyond Meat. Always funny. They're $1 a share now. CoreWeave is on fire with these chip stocks this morning. CoreWeave might actually break out to new highs of the day here pretty soon. It's right around the high of the day. It might break 98, so watch out for 100 to come back into play here. They've been starting to recover up in a fantastic fashion. I love to see it. Mom spaghetti. Rigetti. Not much today, unfortunately. It broke out and pulled back hard. UPS trying to crank it back up. Still good to see that. How's Novo Nordisk been? NVO. Pulling back a bit here today. They're still up a lot, though, over the past few weeks. Of course, they're going to slow down on the way up. This pullback might be a fairly drastic one. I wouldn't be surprised if it pulled back a little bit more, given how much it's ran here. Yeah, Beyond is crazy. Let's look at them on the daily just so people can see how wild it's been. Here's Beyond Meat the past couple of years. It's pretty wild. They were trading for $220 a share, $240 a share. Now they're trading for $1 a share. They might have to reverse split in a few weeks. That would be brutal for them. What's up, Better? Hope everything's been nice the past few days. I know things are doing pretty good today with SPY popping back. We always love that. Love that great move up there. Pretty good start to the year so far. I know SPY's been choppy, but I think it's been a pretty good start to the year with, you know, good movement up. So this is the very first day of the year here that I'm pointing at, so you can tell we're still up quite a bit. Be nice to be up to 700 plus, though. Everybody wants that. Not everyone, but, you know, a lot of people are calling for 700. Of course, though, now SPY is slowing up a lot and pulling back. Good morning, Tangy. Went to Sonic to grab a burger before Q&A. Got back, ate my burger while watching news, totally spaced, and remembered Q&A before I fell asleep. Think I'm getting ADD in my older age, Rick says. Sonic with the burger, okay. I haven't had one from there in a while. I actually forgot what I had for dinner. I know I had Taco Bell, but that was later. Oh, that's right. When I dropped my daughter off, I had good old MCD. I guess ADD comes with age, though. Uh-oh. There's McDonald's. Moving down today, nothing too nuts for it. Had to pull up the stock since I mentioned it, though. Tangy Man, good morning, good morning. CoreWeave, let's go back to them. They were the hotter stock of the day. A little choppy, but up 8%, doing well. SNDK is up again a lot. Wow, 8% move by them again. Wow, look at them hold $400 as support today after breaking it. That is a huge move. Now it's up to 420. Elon Musk's favorite number. Oh, yeah.
All right, all right, all right.
I don't think 700 will come till February. I don't blame you there, James. We're not very far off, though, the high, are we? Yeah, that high's up around 697.30. Yeah, not far off. Yeah, Intel was having a good morning. You're right. SPY just turned back around, though. Pretty quickly. Your nearest McDonald's is 20 minutes or you would have had it. Damn, that's a long way away. I feel like I live in the middle of nowhere and mine's 5 minutes, 10 minutes. No, I'm kidding. Not the middle of nowhere. Tesla trying to hold support here around 440 to 441. Trying very hard to hold that. It broke it up this morning and is holding it in a pretty good fashion so far. A lot of these semiconductor stocks, though, are where the money has been at today. Navitas Semiconductors moving higher here again, up to 10.48. Pretty insane. ARM moving higher as well. TSM, of course, with their earnings, doing pretty solid. They moved down at first at open, but have come back strong, sitting at 5% on the day now. They were up a lot more in pre-market, but yeah, it really is healthy. NVTS. Slow chop up here after that initial pop this morning, but yeah, it's trying to move. AAL looks pretty solid. Navitas trying to go up. You said AMD's ripping finally. Oh, there we go. High of day break as well. Even better. Keep it going, AMD. Yeah, these semiconductor stocks are really where the money's been at today. It's pretty wild. Advanced money dispenser. It really has been lately. Yeah. It had a great end of 2025. I guess not a great end, but like October, November. Gosh, it was amazing. And in the short term, again, it is now 4 amazing green candles and green days in a row. That's badass. MSTR is not on your side, Almighty says. Strategy fell down a lot today. I know it was on my radar too. I mean, Bitcoin was on fire yesterday, so strategy was definitely on the radar for today. Same with Coinbase, even BMNR, but they're all kind of pulling back here. Is it me, or does the market not drop, panic, or spike boost as much when Trump speaks? Kind of wish it would, so we would get those quick, bigger dips. I feel you. Like, you want more downside volatility. Sometimes that can be a good way to play the market. I feel what you mean. It does seem like lately Trump hasn't necessarily caused, like, major pullbacks or anything like that too bad. Of course, pullbacks always happen, but they might not always be because of Trump. I see what you mean, though. Mara's flat. Not necessarily dropping. Yeah, they're kind of choppy and flat today. There's Tessie. Trying to actually move higher again. It's kind of chopping in between the range here, but attempting a pop. Nvidia pulled back slightly. AMD's still going, though. AMD's like the king of the day so far, it looks like. Pretty insane. The EU military has arrived in Greenland. No, I don't think that the market's really pricing that in, Brain. Although it could happen, of course, but that would be pretty rare. Yeah, Iran could come at any time, though, so that one I'm being careful with. But let's throw on the Mag 7 for a couple minutes. Meta trying to climb up here. Google double bottoming on the day. Yeah, I'm wondering myself, Tangy. I'm also wondering myself. They bought that weapon from Russia? What? Meta's starting to really come back here on the day. SPY looks pretty awesome too. Europe will monitor the situation aggressively. Tesla's starting to dip down a little bit. See if it stays within this range or not. It probably will. It's been between there all day. It's been stuck there. Amazon, slow and choppy as well. We could just send Florida. Oh. Come on, we like Florida around here. AMD is not in the Mag 7, but it is hot. Let's see how it does here. The French have no use for soap. What? I don't even know what that means. Sometimes you guys start throwing out phrases. I'm like, what the hell? At least the one phrase I do know. Advanced money dispenser. On fire today. See how the cruise lines and airlines are doing. CCL, AAL. Nothing. AAL's actually up quite a bit. How about Delta? Oh, okay. Airlines, not bad. LUV. All right, all right. But the cruise lines are really where it's slowed down a bit. Yeah, you guys are gonna piss him off. Jeanette liked that one. There we go, Spy. Nice and choppy, like everybody wants. No, I'm kidding. Pretty rough on Spy from open here. Pretty boring open on the overall market. Got a couple stocks shining through, though. Let's see what's on the watch list to the downside. Reddit today. Down 7%. Coinbase down a lot as well, as we know with Bitcoin doing kind of rough. BMNR. Strategy again. More red on the day. Moderna's red. They had a couple great green days in a row, actually. Yesterday and Tuesday. Demir missed the silver dip. SLV bouncing off of 80 here. That was a pretty good dip buy opportunity if you were able to grab it in pre-market there. Or just trade silver futures or something. But Brain said the pre-market highs are all gone. There's AMD again. New high of the day again. Damn. Another great breakout there, guys. Just keep continuing to look at AMD. It's moving with some velocity. SNDK slowed up a little bit, but they're still on the radar. They had a great move, and as we know, SNDK can get really hot. Micron trying to hold its ground here this morning. Was a good stop loss percentage on a 6-month call. A lot of times with those longer dated options like that, you have to give it quite a bit of wiggle room. You know, because you could get stuck in a multi-week downtrend, and then within the next month or 2 months, the stock rips up to new highs, or rips, you know, puts your options way in the money or something. You think AST is going to be able to break 100 for some good points soon? Let's see, where is it at now? It's at 98. Yeah, I mean, next couple days, I could see it blasting past this resistance. It's a big resistance, but it's testing it already again after only rejecting just like a day or two ago. I don't normally buy calls, so you weren't sure? Yeah, it can be tough with those. I mean, I would normally say like around 50%. You know, you're not going to want to go too crazy, but you're not going to want to have like a huge position sizing either, because you have to realize that that risk can go up, and you have to be able to give it some wiggle room. So unless you just catch it at a really, really, really good time. But that's pretty rare to time up the bottom like that super well. Sold your CCs yesterday that were down on tech. Bounced back today. Reloaded more covered calls. On tech. TECH. Damn, tech's been on fire. Had a good 2025 and 2026 here. Well, at least from the middle point of 2025 on. I guess technically 25 was bad, but you guys can tell the chart looks pretty consistently trending higher. Oh, you meant Palantir and Nvidia and stuff? I see. I thought since you put it in all caps, you definitely meant the ticker. My bad. I only did one because I'm trying to figure it out. Is Netflix 75 strike calls. Oh, wow. Okay, so you're looking at Netflix, and you're buying up some calls on this dip. Just realize that you're trying to also grab a falling knife. There could be cases where you see it dip down more. I only did one because I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, it's tough with stuff like this, you know, and you're going to have patience with it as well. And if these earnings are bad coming up this next Tuesday, I mean, it sucks, but I mean, you could be out. You could be done for, you know? It's just the nature of the beast. If I were you, I would try to catch things like as bases form rather than trying to catch them as they're dying. Because you're going to probably see more downside at some point, unless you get lucky with the earnings. But yeah, I would try to like let a base form, maybe see a good support, try to snipe it off of that or something. There is this support down around 82, where I do think there could be a snipe opportunity, but that's pretty far away. You have to be patient with stuff like that, though. Hopefully that helps. The CCs went up in value because of the drop, and then with the bounce back, made a big difference. And then he did it again. Love it, Jake. Whoa, the Sauce Man finally hit 50K. AMD with a 13K win today. Beautiful, Wolf Killer. 50K coming up on the account. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. New 22 USD valuation just dropped. QUBT is trying to break out above $13. Let's go see Quantum Computing Inc. It'll gap up. QUBT is starting to look pretty awesome, though. It's testing the upper end of this lower range, and I would not be surprised if it started to, like you said, maybe gap up or push this for a breakout. I could definitely see that coming up here. Maybe even a candle like where I'm pointing at, but it'll be like right here and get us like right through up to like 1480 to 15. That would be the first stop up for me, 1480 to 15. Pretty badass, though. Somebody asked if TradingView is loading the watch list right in the chat. I'm curious if it is. Oh. Yeah, my watch list is messed up on there. Are those support lines on your chart? No, they are not, user. I draw these myself. Yeah, look on the right side, Mason. It just goes in a circle. It showed it at first, and then it said Walmart didn't have anything, and I was like, what? And then it started doing this. That's pretty weird. I never use that anyways, though. Yeah, it is weird. Maybe it's different servers or something, but very strange. KRKNF. Kraken Robotics. What's up with Kraken? ALB gonna move to the upside? ALB seems pretty slow and consistent. I'm gonna lean to the upside because it's been on an uptrend, and I don't think going against the uptrend is really the way to go here. But yeah, ALB has been really making a big recovery on the daily. I'm gonna lean up into tomorrow. It'll probably be slower and choppy though today. RR. Rich Tech Robotics. This has been a pretty popular ticker here over the past few months. There's a big trend line that has recently touched on RR. Held there extremely well. What's up, Query? Mainly analyze here. I do a lot of trades in the background, but I sell a lot of options and trade in a much more boring way than a lot of people like to see. Always get a few day trades every week or so, but it's a slower, more methodical approach for me. But I do love some hot setups from time to time. There's always something out there. One of my favorites recently has been UPS. I've been swinging this one up from like this point. Any thoughts on JD? Buy the dip? Yeah, you know, this is actually a pretty interesting setup here with JD. I know that the big money trade's been doing worse, but I think that there could be a really good buy the dip opportunity here as JD is getting pretty close to support. Like, if you're not in yet, maybe you average in, like you start averaging in today. You know, if it ends up going down to support, maybe you get in one more time for another second entry to lower your price, and then see if it truly bounces. Now, if it doesn't bounce, you could exit pretty quickly, and I would think that your risk reward ratio would be fairly solid. Just don't over leverage with averaging in though. This is a very nice setup here though, Scott. Hopefully China doesn't do anything wild. You're always at the mercy of China with these Chinese stocks. I guess you're always at the mercy of China no matter what you trade, because, you know, they could even impact Nvidia or something, but... You're playing the original Call of Duty. Now that's weird. Too bad we can't see Activision anymore, ATVI. They got bought out by Microsoft. They should have said that that deal wasn't allowed to go through or something. Microsoft's been terrible lately. Even again today, pretty rough price action. You played a Soviet mission. Uh-oh. Defend a house for 5 minutes? That's funny. Ha! No, they didn't do that, Manicured. They didn't do that. IMSR, Tangy Man says. Terrestrial energy. It's a nice one, 10%. Wire defense down today. HII, LHX, LMI down, all 2% down. Yeah, defense has been on fire lately, so, you know, just realize that there could be yeah, this is like a very small move at the end of the day, really. Yeah, like Tangy Man said, local profit taking, totally normal. Just seeing volatility play out. I'm surprised that there could be larger red days than this mixed in, so. Some of them look worse, like LHX, and some of the ones you named, of course. LMI. Is that what it says? LMI or IMI? It does say LMI. What the hell? Oh, LMT. Oh, that's what you wanted to type. I see. I get it. Kratos, KTOS, yeah. How's Northrop? NOC? What about GD? Some of them are doing better than others, but yeah, very mixed there, very slow. Iran actions on hold, is that why? That could be some of the reason why, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a normal move, you know? There doesn't always have to be like some news to back up every single little move that happens on every stock. Don't forget that. It's normal to have red days mixed in on the way up, and to be honest, like I said, I think that there could be much larger red days than this mixed in, given how much it's went up lately. Even if you look at something like, let's say, Tesla, right? I like to use this example because Tesla likes to go wild, you know what I mean? If we go to some of Tesla's, like, biggest uptrends, right? You know, look at some of these red periods mixed in. You know, that's pretty normal to see. Like, no matter, like, what stock you look at on, like, a major uptrend, you'll always see that. Even if you go to NVIDIA. You're looking at NVIDIA on this massive run in 2024. I mean, you would just get periods of red. It's just totally normal. Bigger trades sometimes moving out of positions. With how high they are, yeah, I mean, there's always some possibility that someone's definitely taking profits for sure. I did not see one yet, Mason. I have not checked yet this morning very hard, but as of yesterday, they did not set one yet. I don't think that we're going to see anything new from this morning, but hopefully we get something soon with it. I'm sure that they'll announce it for like Tuesday or Wednesday of next week or something. Now I'm reading through all the news trying to find it. Yeah, I didn't see anything. Quick to panic. Yeah, I know what you mean. Everybody is, right? The defense rip, Tangi. Are meme stocks back? AMC and GME are breaking out today. Wow, they are kind of, aren't they? AMC's up 3.8%. I guess they're not up a lot, though. GME does seem to be setting up well. It filled the gap and it's bouncing actively. I kind of like it. What was that? Meme stonks ripping signals a short to midterm top. GME got into Bitcoin. Did they do it very recently, or was it like a while ago? And they're just moving up with Bitcoin. Speaking of that, did Bitcoin turn around? Oh, okay, no. Still red on the day. SPY pulling back hard again. Let's look at Mag 7. Tesla and Nvidia turned over. Apple turned over. Oh, yeah. Traders hear a random sound and clutch their account. I know, right? You're like, what's happened? It's sold. It's always funny when you hear a random Thinkorswim sound. VST, Ramirez said. Meta's starting to come back. Maybe SPY can hold. Vistra, wow, doing really good today. Up 7%. Love it, Ramirez. Pretty good opportunity here. It's moving up actively. Google and Microsoft are forming some bases down here at their lows of the day. 458 holding up on Microsoft and 332.20 holding up on Google. But both are moving pretty well and holding. You're out of here, Demir says. Peace. Sounds good, man. See you later. Don't get in trouble with the military surplus police. I didn't. Mason said go dig holes. I'm sick of Demir treating this room like a live stream brothel. Just kidding. Oh gosh. Tesla 445.30. Pretty nice PA by Tesla today. I like the way in which it's held its ground. It came back off of 440 well. Looks pretty good here heading into the afternoon. Might be something that helps actually fuel the SPY a bit higher. That would be nice to see. It is if we want it to be, Wolf. SPY might make a new high of the day here soon. It really held that support zone pretty well. This is a big level. This is the most critical level I've been looking at on SPY lately. To the upside, anyways. Oh, yeah. Price action user, yep. You don't know those phrases till you know, right? SPY did technically just make a new high of the day. There we go. 694.80. It didn't really break by much, though, so there still could be a double top, but... watch out, because it's testing it right now. Yeah, it is. That's true. That's true, Mason. I always get it with good morning in the morning. Everyone's like, GM, GM. I'm like, General Motors. Oh, shit. That's not what they meant. There we go. Tesla's really adding some fuel to that SPY, though. Come on, let's rip, Tessie. You can do it, user said. It's like that scene from The Waterboy. You guys like that movie? I'm sure you guys think that one's a pretty good one. It's a classic, one of Sandler's best. Yeah, that's a pretty funny one. It was blessed by an Eskimo. The water that always stays cold. I would throw up the sound button, but it's probably going to be way too loud, as they normally are. Bitmine put 200 million into Mr. Beast. What? Holy shit, they did. Wow, that's pretty crazy. That's wild. I'm throwing that article out in the discussion chat. $200 million in the Beast Industries. It'll be pretty wild if Mr. Beast goes public. I doubt that'll ever happen, but if it did, that'd be hilarious. Ooh, Kathy Wood invests in Bitmine? Uh-oh. I mean, they're pretty bullish on Ethereum here, but Beast Industries is very interesting. More than 450 million subs and attracts more than 5 billion monthly views. Holy shit. Yeah. I don't blame him either for thinking that way. All right, sorry about that. I was downing a smoothie. But yeah, Brain, they said, are you taking new clients? Just make sure that you have some experience there. You know, we don't just want you to hop in and, you know, you've never like traded the charts or learned anything or traded before or something like that, you know. We focus a lot on options mainly specifically, so I hope that that's something that you're into. And then also, like I said, just, you know, make sure you have a little bit of experience. If you're like super brand new, we do have some courses like the intro to stocks and the intro to options and a couple other courses like that can help you out. But yeah, generally you want to have a little bit of experience so that you know kind of what you're doing a little bit. Blue-Eyed Wolf didn't know anything and then paid the tuition to the market. Uh-oh. Oh, awesome. Nice, nice. Okay, yeah. So you've been on Robinhood for months now? Awesome. Yeah, perfect then. Perfect. Yeah, that'd be pretty sick. Here's a link. I'm gonna send you a link to the trading floor really quick in the chat. We do have a yearly code going on, Crush 2026, for $100 off yearly, but trial monthly if you want to as well. Either one works, but check out those links. The market should sell off halfway through January, Tangy said, and I'm up over 20% year to date. That's not sustainable. I'm not that good. Oh, that's funny. At least you can do some self-criticism there. Man, Robinhood's dying off today. Maybe you are, Tans. You have some optimism. %20 is pretty solid. Silver's up like that much year to date. I couldn't believe I heard that. What was it? 28%, I think Mike said. Blew my mind. The good guy said, paper trading on Thinkorswim's great for practicing. Yeah, it really is. They have some pretty good paper trading on there. Damn, SPY really dipped off. What the hell? I saw some news with like Iran sanctions a few minutes ago. That might be kind of what's hitting it. That's funny, Tangy. The gold bar, or the silver bar, finally shipped. It's up over $60 from where you bought it. There we go. How many ounces are in the bar? Oh, you said a 5-ounce bar. Maybe I should read. I have problems reading though, guys.
Today, Junior?
Hey. I know we were talking about you earlier, Adam, with the water boy, but you didn't have to do that to me. SPY's getting pretty nasty here. Did something happen? I'm not really seeing much on the news except for the sanctions on Iran, but that's really it. Guess that could be pretty rough. Veston says that the sanctions aim at the architects of the Iran protest crackdown. How's BlackRock? They reported earnings this morning, didn't they? Oh yeah, pretty good. Pretty good pop so far. How's JP Morgan faring after yesterday? Okay. Decent comeback trying to come through. They're up a decent amount today, but whenever you zoom out, looks nasty with that earnings drop and that credit card news with Trump capping interest rates at 10%. Don't forget about that. That's a pretty big statement that Trump made. He said it's going to go into effect on January 20th, which kind of blew my mind. I was like, that's very soon. And it's my birthday. Just so you guys know, I will not be live on Tuesday. There will be no trading Monday, and then I will not be live until Tuesday. It didn't sound very cash money of Trump, but it would help a lot of people become homeowners. Oh, you think so? Oh, you're talking about the institutional investors being banned from buying homes. Yeah, that was interesting too, wasn't it? I haven't heard much about that since the initial pop. That one sounds very interesting though to me too. But alrighty, guys, we're going to go ahead and call the stream there today. A little bit boring of a market, I'd say. Very choppy, up and down. SPY isn't really picking a good direction. Had a few stocks moving this morning, like AMD and CoreWeave. AMD's turning over. CoreWeave actually looks pretty solid here as it's coming up to test the high of the day. Might see a breakout attempt. But I appreciate everybody joining up today on Thirsty Thursday. Make sure you check out tonight's video. Last video of the week. Markets are closed Monday, don't forget. Markets are closed on Monday for Martin Luther King Day. So enjoy yourselves. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Sorry, the market was a bit boring today. But alrighty, guys, have a great one. Talk to you later.